Chair Podcast. I'm your host, co-host, Trenton Miller with
I'm Andy Fox.
Andy Fox. Andy, thanks for joining me, my man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're proud this week to be sponsored by Surfside. Surfside, always drink and surf. So that's awesome. So,
Surf's up.
what is the podcast going to be about? Whatever we want it to be about, because, I think we're just kind of getting bored with life. So we thought, let's just go and sit in the backyard and do a podcast. So
Doing whatever we want to do.
just living life, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the first episode. So on the agenda today, we're going to go over sports things that are really stupid. That one's going to be sponsored. Well, we'll give you the sponsors as we're going, but sports things that are really stupid. So we're just going to briefly talk about that. And then we're going to fast fire through some current events going on. We got Belichick, Kawhi Leonard. We got some sports gambling. And then we have Arch Manning and his debut. Then we're going to do one NFL hot take each. And then we're going to do predictions. So we're predicting divisions, conferences, and Super Bowl champs. And then we have a little life advice from yours truly. So let's kick it off. Andy, sports things that you think are stupid. This segment is sponsored by Jif Peanut Butter.
Yeah. Thanks, Trent. I'm pretty excited to get into this one. Something in sports recently that annoys me are these fans who take it upon themselves to worry about a team's cap space. I couldn't care less about how much cap space you just saved. Last week, the Cowboys just traded away Micah Parsons for a middle-of-the-road player and a couple second-round picks. You have fans celebrating how much cap space they saved. I don't care about cap space. I don't want my team to have cap space. I want us to win games, especially in the NFL. The cap seems completely fake. I remember the Giants a couple years ago traded for Darren Waller. I read an article that they converted his salary into a signing bonus, which cleared up $8 million in cap space. I don't know what any of that means, but it kind of seems like you can just pull this crap out of thin air. So,
do you think anyone actually understands what cap space even means?
No, not at all. I think people just want to sound smart.
What do you think? Hold on. Do you think cap is necessary, though?
Well, I think the owners love it. I think it's a great excuse for owners just to save money. I think they have their own real money budget. I think the next time an owner tells you we had to let your favorite player go because we didn't have cap space, the reality is they just didn't want to pay them real money.
Okay, but as a Patriots fan growing up, do you feel like they were master classes at cap space, or do you think it was just talent?
I think it was talent. I think they brought in a lot of guys who were under the radar, and I think lowballing Tom Brady for years helped them keep the expenses down, because if a wide receiver wanted market value, they could say, hey, we can't pay you more than Tom Brady. He's the greatest.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So let's talk about cap space. So with Brady, if his wife wasn't making more than him every year, do you think he would have taken a lower salary every year like he did? So, let's say he'd stayed with his original wife. Would the Patriots have had that dynasty?
That's a hilarious point. I get the sense that I think he bought the lies they were telling him. I think he bought the whole crap of, hey, you got to take less because it'll make the team better. I mean, he took pay cuts for all these years. I can't remember one time they really extended themselves for another player. In fact,
No.
If anything, I remember them just letting his favorite targets walk out the door.
No, it's true. It's kind of weird. Anyway, Belichick, what a guy, man. We're going to talk about him.
Oh, yeah. Coming up.
So my sports stupid thing is I just don't care about Caitlin Clark. I actually think she's a great basketball player, but I think the people that are arguing about her, except for Dave Portnoy, do not watch anything she does. And I mean, when you talk about doubling ratings, you have to look at where you started. And so, from 2,000 to 4,000, that's doubling. That's not generational. 2,000 extra fans is not generational. And I will say I'm sick of everyone in the league trashing her, though. I mean, I do buy into some of that hype. Even the white girls are trashing her, which seems counterintuitive for them. But, good on her. I think she's the Taylor Swift of women's sports in terms of she has all this hype, but no one even really knows what she sings. I couldn't name 5 songs. Anyway, that's my hot take.
I like that one.
Thanks, man. All right, we got to talk about it. We kind of already talked about the Patriots. Dude, what's up with your boy Belichick, man?
It's not looking good. It's really not. I mean, things were rocky the last few years in New England, really ever since Brady walked out the door. I was adamant that still the greatest to ever do it. I thought he deserved another shot in the league. I thought it was crazy 2 years ago, and evidently this past year during the coaching cycle when he could barely get an interview. It seems like Falcons brought him in. There were some conversations, but ultimately that didn't work. I couldn't believe that someone with that resume had seemingly no market, but I'm changing course on it. I think he's lost his fastball completely. I think it's kind of sad now. I think things look terrible. I mean, UNC got completely outclassed, looked completely unprepared, and we haven't seen the guy really win a thing.
Have you seen? Did you see the part where he, like the whole team kept huddling and he was just like 50 yards away every huddle they had? So there was like aerial footage of him just being so far away from the huddle, like just totally disengaged. I feel like he really was coming out of his shell kind of in the sports media before this year going back to.
Good point.
I find it so strange he went back. The only thing I can think of is just that it was like a guarantee for his son to take over after, and he's just taking this hit and taking the L for his son. I mean, his son's tough looking, man. like his name's Steve, man.
Some of the facial expressions mid-game are great.
Like he's tough. Like his hair is brutal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my take on it. I feel like there has to be more to it. I don't think it's a money thing. I think he can get sponsorships if you want. I don't think it's a legacy thing. Like I feel like he has this legacy with the Patriots. I really feel like it has to be either the girlfriend's getting in his ear because she wants more limelight, or it was just for his son.
It's crazy. The son thing I do buy. I think part of his downfall in New England and seemingly now is that he just wants to be surrounded by people he's comfortable with. For years, there was so much attrition on the coaching staff. They had so many great seasons where if you have a Super Bowl run or go to the AFC Championship, a lot of times you'll lose both your coordinators because they're the hot coordinator, they get hired away, teams regress. They just kept promoting internally or bringing back the same faces. It got to the point where you never really heard of them bringing in a new big name from elsewhere.
No.
It's like the guy just wants to be comfortable, which he's 73. There's nothing wrong with it, but I mean, the Brady versus Belichick debate is closed, and it didn't need to come to this. If he never let the Brady walk out the door, I mean, really, the divorce was the best for Tom Brady. Unequivocally won the divorce, and people wouldn't have known if they never split, if they just stayed together. They didn't even have to win any more Super Bowls, just wrote it out. I think people naturally assume that quarterback only plays one side of the ball. Of course, the coach is going to be more responsible for the success, but how could you argue that now?
Well, I mean, it's like Brady moved to Florida. Like, realistically, what should have happened is Belichick should have retired and moved to Florida.
That's a good point.
But instead, Brady moves to Florida and just wins in his first year in Tampa, too, on the Super Bowl
Right.
in Tampa. So, I mean, like, taking the Bucks all the way to the championship and winning is actually wild. I hate Brady personally. Like, he ruined my childhood, but
Of course.
that is just impressive, man. I mean, it really was. Like, especially being down here in Tampa during it. Lot of new fans. Everyone's wearing a Brady jersey, and then they do it in their hometown, the Super Bowl, man. I mean, it just pissed me off. And they had Gronk, who's from Buffalo, where I am too. So it was like just worst case scenario. They followed me down to Tampa.
That's
So
you
it's
can't get away
brutal.
from those people.
Can't get away from them, man.
Yeah. No, doing it with the Tampa franchise, I feel like made a difference too. Not exactly track record of winning. I know at the time, I think Brady, if he had it his way, would have gone to the 49ers. They were fresh off a Super Bowl run. Would have been impressive, but doing it with the Buccaneers that's people don't typically win Super Bowls, the Buccaneers. It was their second, but
Yeah, Bruce Arians too.
it's crazy.
Like fresh off throat cancer or whatever he had too. Just wonderful.
It's crazy.
All right, kind of getting into some current events as well. Like, have you heard about this Kawhi Leonard situation?
You know, when I first heard it,
Let me explain it to everyone who's
That's right.
watching. So, Kawhi, so supposedly to get around some of like the weird NBA salary cap restrictions / like max contracts they can offer, and again, we already talked about it, like no one understands it, but
right.
apparently Steve Ballmer like started a company under a mystery name. It's called Aspiration, and I think what they like it was like a non-for-profit or something that like plants trees, and it was
Yep.
like in his contract there was like a no-show clause or something crazy. Essentially, what happened is they funneled Kawhi Leonard like $28 million in addition to what they were paying him in basketball, which, honestly, good on him. Steve Ballmer, good business guy, like obviously smart dude, insane public speaker, like just absolutely wild. I don't know if you've seen him publicly speak, but psychopath, but good on
Love
him
the
for
guy.
figuring it out, man. I freaking love Steve Ballmer. I love this move. I think more owners should do this.
I completely agree. First of all, I'd want that guy as my owner. And I'm sure there are going to be some fans out there that are upset saying the Clippers need to be punished. I don't care at all. I think it's hilarious. I think it's phenomenal. I mean, for starters, I'm surprised they had to pay him more money outside of the cap. People were joking about the no-show clause. He's played so little during his time with the Clippers. So I thought they were giving him max money already. But either way, it's absolutely hilarious. And I'm sure there are plenty more examples of it as well. The investigative reporter who broke the story, he hinted at, there may be something going on with Jalen Brunson as well with the Knicks, which would make some level of sense because it seemed like he left just about, I think they're saying about $113 million on the board when he signed his extension last year, which at the time he said it's because he just loves playing for the Knicks so much, which I'm sure is great. But
I mean, yeah, I think his dad's one of the coaches too, or something. Brunson. I mean, honestly, if you were an NBA player though, like how sick would it be to ball out at Madison Square Garden with all the celebs and then go out after that? Like that is, for those guys, it's got to be pretty tempting, but not in the tune of like a $40 million difference. So yeah, I don't know. There's probably something there.
But I love the story when I first heard about it because I love hearing about all this. I love hearing about scumbag stuff like this behind the scenes in sports. I think people tune in, they watch the games, they think, the players, owners, everything's so squeaky clean. No, they're people. They're people with a ton of money, and they do scummy things, and it's funny when they get caught.
It is. It's funny. They are so scary. I mean, like anytime you bring that much money into stuff, that shit's gonna happen, right? Like it's, I mean, like that shit happens in the accounting world, dude. Like there's backdoor deals going on, like getting the best accountants out there for sure. I mean, look at Meta hiring all those AI people.
It's crazy.
Fucking backdoor deals, man.
Yeah. So it's
KFC sponsorship for AI data scientists.
I would love to hear more of these break, but something tells me that this might be the last time we hear from this investigative journalist.
The Ballmer effect. All right, next one. So Arch Manning, obviously hugely recruited, biggest name of a generation in the Manning family. So it was a big debut. Everyone was watching College game day in the big shoe against the defending national champs. And he blew it, man. I mean, as a former quarterback myself, watching his footwork and him missing those easy passes is kind of like surprising because if you watch him just kind of like do 7-on-7 or just drop back stuff, he's dialed in, obviously, because he's been at the Manning Passing Academy every single year since he's won. So I know the fundamentals are there, but it was kind of weird to see him get exposed when the pressure turned on. I thought Texas played pretty well, kept him in the game. Ohio State, looked fine. Their defense is pretty good. Jeremiah Smith sucked. So that was interesting. But Texas, it was a defensive battle. And then Arch had a chance to tie it up in the end and just blew it, man. But I will say this. I agree with a lot of the sentiment out there that tell me one good reason why he's a generational talent. Like one good reason why he's a generational talent. Like his arms average. He's not that fast. He's not 6'6". He has no playing experience in college. Like kind of an early hot take on that.
It's crazy. And this is why we need to stop crowning these kids so early. In fact, going forward, the next time I hear about a great athlete's kid or his nephew or anyone with any tie to some great, I'm going to assume the kid stinks because I'm tired of hearing about how the last great athlete's son is going to be the next big thing. Most quarterbacks drafted turn into absolutely nothing. There are probably 5 or 6 first-round quarterbacks every year, and maybe one will be a multiple-time Pro Bowler. It's early with the kid, but I hate the hype.
What do you think about who do you think is the best son that ever played in any pro sport? I got an easy answer, but I'll let you go first.
Well, Steph Curry comes to mind. But
okay.
better player than his
okay, actually, that was pretty good. That was a good take. Okay, you got Steph Curry. I was gonna go King Griffey Jr.
Oh, yeah. That's how they go
2
on.
legends,
Yeah.
man, absolute legends. So it's possible. but I could also name LeBron James Jr. You got what was that forward in the NBA? His kid, Kenyon Martin Jr. is in the NBA
Yeah.
now. Melo's kid sucks. D Wade kid's trans.
Yeah, I think even Shaq's kid is.
Shaq's
I think
kid.
he may be in college. But
Shaq's
he's not,
kid had a heart
yeah,
attack
he had a
or
heart
something.
condition. I don't think he's.
A lot of heart conditions with
thing.
those young
Yeah, I don't know what's
NBA
going
guys,
on there.
man.
So
Little
somebody look into that.
playing with the snow a little bit too much. All right, I think another thing we want to talk about. This is a big issue going on right now. A lot in the NBA, but I mean, there's stuff in the MLB too. Is just kind of like sports gambling, how it's really infiltrated pretty much the youth and all men under the age of 55.
Crazy.
I'm sure 65-year-olds are doing it too, but it's kind of affecting the players in there too. And you're starting to see that with, I think the biggest name now was Porter Jr.
Yep, Michael Porter Jr.
Whatever his brother.
Yep.
No one knows the brother's name.
Yeah,
but
it's he's lucky to be related.
yeah. So that happened. I mean, legit just betting on games. I mean, people have seen the Terry Rozier highlights, like just absolutely baffling. And they like match it up with like his unders and stuff. Absolutely crazy. And then you have the MLB guys who are just clearly like throwing balls. And I think the issue boils down to, these places are allowing like single event yes or no's. And that just creates like an environment where these guys are idiots, man.
It's too easy.
It's too easy. And like, as fellow like buddies, like if one of our buddies was that famous and rich, there's no way we're not asking him in the group text to throw the first ball.
Right? And that was kind of the point that Michael Porter Jr. was making, saying, which last person to be speaking about it when his brother got in trouble for it.
Yes.
Saying, yeah, actually I can see why these athletes would do it. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying I can see the logic behind it.
Yeah.
I love it as a fan, being able to bet balls and strikes. It is extreme degenerate behavior, but it's crazy. It's one thing to throw an entire game. I feel like would have to be so blatant, but most pitchers probably think, yeah, I could mix a ball in there and still go out and give an honest effort. But
it's like it's not your dad's, not your grandpa's old like mafia like gets to the guy in the back room and like threatens to like kill his wife if he throws the game. Like now they're legit just for the bros, like just, hey, I'll throw a ball. Like
it's crazy.
Make $5,000, which is nuts if you look at their salary. Like just give your friend $5,000. But anyway, it's not me. I wouldn't do it unless someone told me I could make money on it. Then I'd probably do it. But I don't know. And
the part about it that I think is funny is how these things were flagged. Is these sports betting integrity firms? They'll look at when the volume of bets on a certain game or play or prop are way higher than normal, and you're hearing about these players you've never heard of before, people betting tons of money on their under or the first pitch of an inning being a ball. That's what's so funny to me. It's not like this is a play in the Super Bowl or some highly watched event. I think probably I didn't even know there was a player in the NBA named Jonte Porter. So when DraftKings one day gets $80,000 bets on the under for his rebounds in a single game, I could see why that would kind of jump out. And then what I love is that he asked out of the game after about 10 minutes in because he said he got poked in the eye.
I do.
That's
yeah,
incredible.
like no, I do agree with that, but it's like also kind of like fuck all the sports gambling sites because it's like you're putting whatever on the gambling. Like so then like don't look into it if someone bet on the guy that like you told us we could bet on. I just think it's crazy, man. I think these sports gambling sites are raking in the dough. I think it's an absolute epidemic for young men, dude. Like there's no way that people aren't blowing all of their money. Like how many friends do you know that are like, yeah, like I just bet like a little bit, bet like every time you hang out with them, dude, they have like $50 to $1,000 on games.
Yeah.
And it's not on one game. It's like on the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Atlanta Braves on like a Tuesday night. And you're like, hey, you want to go watch? Like I got like 50, but it's sad because, I'm a degenerate gambler for sure. And at least my game's blackjack. So like at least like the barrier to entry for me to like get my buzz and get that like dopamine rush was to like drive secretly to the casino.
Good point.
And now it's like literally you can just do everything while you're taking your morning shit. So I don't know, man. I think they need to figure it out. I think it's ruining the integrity of the game. I mean, like, I think, as a Bills fan, obviously there's conspiracies, Bills versus Chiefs, but like some of these calls that happen in these big moments, there's just no way these refs or someone they know isn't benefiting from something. Like, it's just the human element, too much money involved. I hate it, man. I think they should go back to only being able to like bet in Atlantic City and Las Vegas in person. I think that's the only way to truly keep it out. But I mean, hey, no one's going to change anything because like that's where all the money is, right? Like there's so much money flowing into the leagues because of this. Ratings are going up because of it. So I don't know. I guess as a sports podcaster, I actually love it. So
Right.
FanDuel, let us know.
Yeah.
So anyway, hot take. All right. This one is a pretty big segment, pretty big sponsor on this one. Again, guys, we're doing NFL predictions for the season. We're doing division winners, conference champs, Super Bowl champs. So preseason picks. This one's again sponsored by Surfside. This is actually the stateside vodka. So and tea. The great thing about these are they do have a little bit of caffeine and they go down so easy and smooth. You've just never seen anything like it. I could drink 1,000 of these in one sitting and feeling just great and hydrated.
They're incredible.
Yeah, they're incredible. And also in Japanese culture, they drink tea a lot, and they're all healthy there.
Right. Very high functioning culture.
Very
So,
high functioning. Their railways are phenomenal, and they drink a lot of tea. So that's why I'm drinking them. I don't know about you.
very productive people, culture, respect. So
Very, very respectful people.
Yeah.
I think actually an underrated culture is probably the Japanese culture. Not to get into it, but let's get into it. Like, what's that cartoon that they do? Like their
Oh.
TV shows. What do they call it?
Anime.
Anime. So, so this guy, I don't ask me why, but someone I just watched gave a presentation on how anime came to exist. So the reason I always wondered, like, why do they all have like weird hair? Why do they all have like weird characters? And the reason is because like in Japan, if they wanted to make a show, they can't just like hire a black person and then hire an Indian person and then hire a white person. And so they weren't really able to like make shows because everyone there looks the same. And 99% of them have black hair. And so it'd be really hard to like have a storyline where every single person looks the same. So that's why they created anime. It got really popular. That's why they have all the weird hair and shit and outfits, is because it differentiates the character.
Huh.
So the next time you call someone who likes anime a nerd, at least you'll have some knowledge as to how it came to be.
That's a good
Anyway,
point.
that was absolutely ridiculous. Back to the predictions. So division predictions. So division winners, NFL 2005, 2006 season.
And I don't want to jump in front here, but
Jump.
I heard that you maybe have a hot take or two you wanted to give for this NFL season. Am I correct about that?
All right, let's do hot takes. That's fair. All right, you go first. Hot takes NFL season.
All right. Hot takes NFL season. I think every offseason there's kind of a hot coordinator, a team that or a coach that every team around the league supposedly is in on. We expect these quarterbacks to take a year or two jump. You know who's going to stink? Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, and the Chicago Bears.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You're going to look back and say, I can't believe we spent 2 years talking about, which team's going to get Ben Johnson. Take one look at this guy at the podium. He can barely even form a sentence. I'm
Brutal.
stumbling through my words to the microphone right now. I think I might give a better press conference than this Ben Johnson right now. How is he going to address a room full of players? Caleb Williams, he was a whiny baby in college. It's hilarious that his dad was asking for a stake in the Bears if he were drafted. You're the number one pick, buddy. You're not going to go to the best team in the league. Just be happy that you're going to Chicago. And his teammates hated him last season. I can't say I watched him a ton, but the game against the Patriots, which I watched, one of the Patriots' 4 wins on the season, he was getting absolutely destroyed because he had a terrible offensive line, which they did try to address in the offseason. But there were Patriots players helping him up off the ground after being sacked because his teammates just walked away. And I feel like I've never really seen a team openly give less of a crap about their quarterback. So I don't think a coordinator can coach that out of QB. I think he will stink, and I think the Bears will be back in the market for a quarterback within a year or two.
I love that take. You know, growing up in locker rooms and trying to like earn the respect of your offensive lineman as a quarterback is huge. And I just don't know how these guys could ever respect Caleb Williams, man. Like he's, to your point, just so whiny. If anything goes wrong, his body language is brutal. He paints his nails. He wears ridiculous outfits. And like I'm all for that, and I like to wear ridiculous shit too. But like you got to do it in a fun way and not like a cocky way. He just does it in such a cocky and condescending way. Everything he does is about him, and his team hates him. In fact, you know what's interesting, like kind of hot take off of that hot take is that freaking backup, man, Tyson Bagent. So you want to talk about like a guy who like the O-line wishes was actually playing. They all love him. That is why they gave him that extension, man. Like who's giving weird extensions to a rookie quarterback that never played? That's a Ben Johnson probably thinks Caleb Williams sucks move. And he's like banking on possibly him actually being better. And it could be kind of an RG3 Kirk Cousins situation.
Yeah. And I think it's smart for teams to give yourself more than one path at quarterback.
Yes.
In the past, we used to say if you have more than one quarterback, you have no quarterback. But guys get hurt so easily, and we've seen teams with no quarterback, you have no season. It's a terrible product. So
you're done.
It's actually smart to give yourself a legitimate backup option.
Yeah. No, it's true. My hot take for the season is this is Sean McDermott's last season with the Bills. I think he, doesn't win the big game this year. I think I mean, I don't know about you. Anybody who watched HBO Hard Knocks this season, it was the absolute most boring season of all time. The Bills are my team. I watched it. It was painful. Like to the point where I'm watching 20 minutes at a time and cutting to YouTube for something else. Like it was so painful. There was absolutely no character in the show. Josh Allen is a legend, but like he does everything right. So like it's just not entertaining television. He does everything right. Great guy. Married Haley Steinfeld. Good looking girl.
Great
whatever.
off-season.
That's great. Like good off season for him. But my God, if they have Sean McDermott interviewed one-on-one again, I can't listen to it, man. And the reason I bring that up, he was great for when we needed to make the playoffs. Like we needed a boring minivan coach that was just going to get us to that destination. But now we need like a sports car, man. We need a Ferrari. We need someone with some energy. My hot take is the Bills next year rehire Rex Ryan as the coach, and he takes us over the edge, and he brings fucking all of his old linebackers from the New York Jets to be the defensive coordinators, and the Bills win next year with Rex Ryan, foot fetish, porcelain teeth, biggest fucking Bills coach since Marv Levy, and I think everyone forgets about Sean McDermott like instantly.
I love it. Love everything about it. I think it's funny you mentioned Rex because I was thinking Hard Knocks has been absolutely neutered since the Rex Ryan season.
Since Rex Ryan.
It was all downhill from there.
That's why I think it's going to be full circle. It's like I think the NFL is going to look at the ratings and just be like, hey, we are going to do the Bills again, but we need to redo it, and we're going to have Rex Ryan come back.
Oh, wherever he is should be. If he gets a head coaching job.
And his wife is only allowed to wear sandals on screen. So.
Incredible.
All right, back to predictions. So let's crack another one here, man. You got to drink quicker. You're drinking way too slow.
Hey.
These are so good, guys. I don't know if you've ever had them. Don't buy Sun Cruisers. They're the poor man's version. These are $1 more, and they're way better.
They've never let me down.
Recently got asked by the gas station clerk in St. Pete, which I thought was better because I had one pack of Surfsides and then one pack of Sun Cruisers. Sun Cruisers were for people that I knew were going to steal my drinks. And, I just kind of told them the dynamics that are going on right now is that Surfside's really taking a large piece of the market share, and Sun Cruiser's trying to take it too, man. But they're not going to undercut them, man. Surfside's too good. They've built up too much of a cult following, and I'm not going to let it happen personally, at least. So
I love them.
one gas station at a time, I'm going to tell everyone I know that Surfside's the way to go. And thank you again for sponsoring on the first podcast, which is a bold move by a company, especially since this video is probably going to have like 10 viewers. So.
I mean, they took a chance on us, and we couldn't be more thankful for it.
Well, we wouldn't be able to rent this Airbnb behind us and all the big sets. So, hey, shout out Big Jerry for setting up the rigs and everything.
Shout out to Jerry, man.
We really appreciate it. Thank you, Airbnb, for letting us use this house. And thank you, Surfside, for paying for it all, man. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. And hey, cheers to Surfside.
Hey, cheers.
Absolutely legendary. All right, let's get into these. So let's go division winner, 2025 season. We got NFC South. Who you got?
So this is a pretty brutal division. And I know I spent some time earlier calling them a loser franchise, but it's not the case anymore. I'm going with the Bucks to win the division for, I don't know, 4th, 5th straight year. I think the Bucks have now established themselves a pretty consistent franchise. Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback in the division. I mean, to me, it's a two-headed race between them and the Falcons, but I expect the Bucks to win the NFC South again this season.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely crossed my mind to go Bucks. I think that's probably the safe call. I think that's a good one. I'm going a little zag here, and I actually think the Falcons are going to pull it off this season. I think if you got my boy, the hefty lefty,
Penix
is a St. Pete.
That's a good point.
He's a St. Pete alum.
Native, so.
He's a native. I got to root for him. I think if he was a right-handed quarterback, there'd be a lot more buzz about him. I don't know if you've ever watched like the videos where they reverse the left-handed QBs and then make them throw right-handed. They look so much better.
It just looks awesome.
They look so much better. So anyway, I think you're going to see Penix. Receivers are going to figure out like the weird spin from the lefty this year. Going to be able to catch one-handed again. And I think the Falcons just kind of take it. I think it's a shitty division. I think the Panthers have some of the worst drafts in the past 5 years I've ever seen, and they're failing as an organization. And I think you look at, everyone else in the division is just trailing the Falcons at this point. So
I think the Saints might be the worst team in the league. Just about.
The Aints are not looking good.
Yeah, it's Drew Brees is long gone, It seems like a distant memory.
Like their quarterback battle this year was just wild. Like they were battling no one. Man, you talk about like worst quarterback situations, definitely the Saints. So all right. That's the most boring division to talk about, the NFC South. They're never going to win a playoff game. NFC North. So this one is obviously probably one of the hardest ones to pick, but I'll let you kind of give us your go.
I mean, this might be the best division in football. 3 playoff teams last season. Tough one to pick. I'm going with the Packers. I think the recent trade to pick up Micah Parsons definitely helps. It's interesting because I view this division is somewhat of a three-headed monster. Lions, Vikings, Green Bay. None of them have, per se, star quarterbacks. You're looking at Jared Goff, Jordan Love, first-year J.J. McCarthy. I'm going to bet on Jordan Love to make a little bit of a leap in year 3 and be the best quarterback of the 3. I think the Lions are due for a little bit of regression. I still expect them to be a great team. So I'm going with Green Bay. I feel like it's just a consistent franchise. They're good every year. The names of faces change, but the Packers are always solid.
I like that pick. I think it's a well thought out pick. I don't think you're wrong in anything you're thinking, but sometimes it's hard to measure grit, and the Lions have grit, man. It starts from the top and rolls downhill, and Dan Campbell is one of the most passionate men I know, and you could ask me to run through a wall if that guy gives me a speech. He always is doing that thing where he kind of like takes off his hat mid-speech and clenches it and waves it around, and that really gets me going. I think you pair their receivers with Goff's average accuracy and arm strength, and then you pair that with their defense and Hutchinson coming back from his knee injury. I think they're going to be a team that's tough to compete with. But I think it's going to be them at Green Bay. It might come down to like the last game, like it did last year. And I think it's going to be a battle. But I think you knock them down, and they're going to bite your kneecap, and that's just where they're going to go. I will say I want to talk about the Vikings for a second. I think J.J. McCarthy sucks, and I think he's one of the most overrated second-year quarterbacks of all time, and I think he has no business being in the NFL. So I think he should be a third-string quarterback on an Arena Football League team, and Michigan sucks.
I didn't like him in Michigan. I was relieved when the Patriots didn't go with him.
If I have to watch one of the NFL pregame shows show him sitting under the goalpost cross-legged while he's doing his whatever meditation that he learned in some weird
Yeah.
Ashwagandha class. I really hate the guy. I think he's a loser. And I hope he tears his ACL again. So anyway, on to the NFC West. I'll start off here.
Yep.
You know, don't love the division. I think you got some good teams. I think they were better 3 years ago, everyone in that division. But I mean, I think one of the most underrated moves in the offseason was Adams, a receiver, going to the Rams. I think you pair him with what they have. Matthew Stafford gives one last go at this thing. Sean McVay does his weird fade haircut on the sidelines with his teeth, and I think they do really well, man. I think they dial it back in. I think they got some pieces back on defense. I think watch out. They might even be like a surprise run in the playoffs as well.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like pretty tough division to predict. I think in a lot of people's eyes, the 49ers are a hot pick. Tough year last season. A lot of guys hurt. Coming back healthier. I'm also going to go with the Rams. I love the Devontae Adams pickup. I feel like for probably, one of the best wide receivers of the last 10 years, this move got seemingly no traction. I heard no one talk about it. I think for a team that was in the divisional round last year, that's a pretty big ad. I think there's some uncertainty with the Niners. I would take Stafford over Brock Purdy. You never know if Christian McCaffrey is going to be healthy. Debo Samuel is washed up and he's gone. So I think it's not your slightly older brother's 49ers. I think their window might have closed. I'm sure they'll be in the mix, but
Purdy's turdy, man. I think he's a solid guy when there's good guys around him. Anyway, I don't even want to really talk about Purdy. It's like so over talked about, but I'm with you, man. I think the Rams make a run this year. I think Stafford has like one last go at it with his wife probably wanting him to retire because of the brain cancer, and I think he just puts it on the line for her, man. I think she's I don't know if you guys know, she's a rough go at it, like lots of cancer and stuff. So I think that motivates the whole team this year. I think they rally around Stafford's wife, and I think they have a big run, and I'm interested to see what happens.
Love that.
NFC East, Andy, what do you got?
Eagles.
I think we'll move on from that. That one's pretty obvious. I will say, obviously, for all you Cowboy fans, as a Bills fan, we have a saying, there's always next year. So.
And Washington's no joke. I'm sure Jaden Daniels is going to have a great year. I think could actually be dark horse MVP candidate because a quarterback like that who does it with his feet, they were able to keep Terry McLaurin by signing an extension. So they were just in the NFC Championship. The division hasn't had a repeat winner, and I want to say close to 20 years, but I think we're going to get it this time around. Washington probably due for some regression, but yeah, I don't think anyone's better than Philly. In
the
that
Eagles
division.
are just so loaded from top to bottom. It's hard to really compete with them. I couldn't agree with you more, though. So as a quarterback guy, comparing Caleb Williams, we talked about him earlier. Jaden Daniels is a guy who I generally don't like running quarterbacks because I just don't think they're sustainable in the league. But Jaden Daniels is able to kind of be the perfect combo for that. And he's so smart and tactical on the football field, man. Like the way he makes decisions is kind of understated. And I hope that the narrative never gets around like he's just like this athletic quarterback because he's so much more than that. Like he's so accurate. He's very smart and he makes good decisions under pressure. I think he's probably the best quarterback to come out since Josh Allen draft.
Could very well be.
And I think, it's going to be, you'll see him, Mahomes, and
Probably Burrow, I'd say. That was a pretty good draft, 2020. We're talking a few years, though.
I don't think Joe Burrow's good.
Oof.
I don't think Joe Burrow's that good. Like, I mean,
hot take?
He doesn't start at Ohio State. He goes to LSU. He has the best receiving core in college football history and the most legendary coach in college football history. And he had good stats? Dude, he was throwing to Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Sure.
And Randy Moss's son.
Yep.
Another son connection.
That's a good point. Pretty good player.
At tight end. And, dude, they just steamrolled teams, man. They were unbelievable. Like, okay, Burrow, great job. You did what you were supposed to do, but I don't like his hairstyle. I think he's been super pouty the last 2 years. I think he runs like a loser. I don't like his running mechanics at all. I think his sunglasses are unbelievable. I actually really respect those. But everything else, not a fan of. I think he's too worried about going to party in Cincinnati, which is, one of the best downtowns I've ever seen in the U.S. I mean, there's so much to do in Cincinnati, and Joe Burrow is just, neck deep in bars and
Right?
drugs.
It's like
And
just,
drugs.
I want my quarterback to get some Skyline chili, go home, get a good night's sleep, and study that playbook. So,
Anyway, sorry, got off on a tangent. I hate
That's
Joe
right.
Burrow. AFC South. What do you got? Let's go to the AFC.
I mean,
AFC
this is a rough
South.
division. I think we talked before about the NFC South. I mean, you can just take the South divisions out of football. How long would it take you to notice if none of those teams were on the schedule ever again?
And he has two guys from the Northeast who live in the quote South. Are you saying that the South sucks?
In the NFL, it does. I swear. I mean, seems like pretty irrelevant.
Do you like
Pretty
the
relevant
South in general?
It has its qualities.
What do you- what
I
do
like
you-
the cost of living.
Are you saying they're poor?
I like the cost of living, I like the cuisine. I like the
You like the cuisine?
cuisine.
What's the cuisine in Tampa, Florida?
Hey, good bar food,
Is it? Is it good bar food? I think
good
it's
bar
pretty
food.
bad bar food, dude.
It's
I think
tough.
I think the food here is like if someone were to ask me like should I move to Tampa? I'm like, dude, listen, beaches are great. Cost of living's definitely affordable. Car insurance is out of control.
Yeah.
Like it's out of control. Homeowners insurance very expensive. But the food, man, there's no identity here. Like if you ask people from here too, it's tough because
Well,
They're
they think
gonna-
it's incredible.
they they have like this is gonna sound kind of condescending, but dude, they have like one good restaurant in each city, and people are like, "Hey, man, have you been to Burns Steakhouse?" And you're like, "Yeah, I have. It's pretty average, man. Like they cook the steaks on char and burn them, and they charge like a lot of money, and it's kind of like a dark place." I mean, listen, Burns Steakhouse also a sponsor of the podcast, so
It's a good point.
great steakhouse,
Yeah.
right? We love
Hey, I mean, they're up and coming. They're up and coming.
we
and
love their espresso martinis.
That's right.
They make one of the best spicy margs in the industry, which is
Right.
good to know. But I will say, yeah, the restaurants here suck. All right. God
It can
damn
be
it.
tough. Sorry, that was a tangent.
Another tangent.
In football-
And that's going to happen, man.
You
It
know,
will.
I'm just saying these South divisions, they don't do much for me. I'm like, I think most things exciting are really in the North, West, East. But we got to pick a winner. I'm going with the Texans.
Fuck.
Maybe not the most original pick, but I think C.J. Stroud is in a landslide the best quarterback in this division. They've been consistent. They've won it the last 2 years. Kind of a surprise team 2 years ago. I think in some people's eyes, the Jaguars are somewhat of a hot pick to have a rebound, but it's the Jaguars. I mean,
Oh.
I don't know. It's just I can't get that stink out of my mind. Also, their new coach is the Duval guy. I mean, I don't know. The thought of that guy at the podium scary, but he was Baker Mayfield's OC these last few years. I think he got a head coaching job because people think that guy's responsible for his turnaround. He might have just been pretty good, and that's why he's the number one pick to begin with. But
Yeah.
I think people think it was the Duval guy.
Those are great takes.
But I'm going with Houston, and I think who else? Indianapolis. They're gonna stink.
They're going to be so
Daniel
bad,
Jones.
man.
Oh
They're
my!
going to be so
Look at
bad.
how they are.
Why are
they're
they
gonna give
starting
Anthony
Daniel
Richardson.
Jones, dude? Like, let Anthony Richardson play. Like, do I think he's like a good quarterback? I don't. But do I think Daniel Jones is a good quarterback? Like, you've already watched Daniel Jones's career play out. He's done.
Classic case of a GM and maybe coach trying to save their jobs.
He's
because
Mitch
they think they need to make
Trubisky,
the playoffs.
and he sucks. Like, he's got no hope to ever turn around and be good. Like, Daniel Jones is. You want to talk about boring? Like, he should go be a quarterback for Sean McDermott. So, anyway, I think those are great takes. I think, unfortunately, I picked the Texans too, and it's just because there's literally no one else to pick here. I didn't want to pick the same one, but I think the Jags, I think Travis Hunter is going to go down as one of the most overhyped players of all time. I mean, the guy, listen, say what you want, but he balled out, and let me just explain this. In D1 AA first, and then he balled out at Colorado. So, I don't know. Hot take. Is he even going to be able to play one position well? Answer, no. You know why? Because he sucks, and his girlfriend sucks. And And do I have to watch him wear pajamas with his girlfriend on interviews? I do. Do I like it? I don't. So I'm going Texans. I think CJ Stroud, very overrated. I don't like his dreadlocks. I think he looks like that lizard thing from Star Wars. I do. I think he looks like the lizard thing from Star Wars. I think he's cocky. I don't like him doing podcasts with Micah Parsons on Bleacher Report. I find him annoying. I find him obnoxious. And I think I think he needs to go back and go to college and win a big game in college, to be honest. That's my take. So AFC South Texans for sure. Okay, now it's going to start getting a little tough. I'm going to kind of skip through here. I actually want to go to the AFC West first.
Yep.
Who do you got?
I'm going with Kansas City. I mean, not a hot take there. I think a lot of people are expecting Chiefs to fall off. They think it's due. We just saw them get smacked around in the Super Bowl, and Travis Kelce looked like he didn't even want to be there. Or I don't even know if he knew he was playing in the Super Bowl. But either way, they're still the class of the AFC South. I think people are pretty high on Bo Nix and the Broncos. They were a playoff team last year, but I mean, at the end of the day, the Chargers were a playoff team too. But what are we talking about? To me, this is a no-brainer. I think the Chiefs have another season where they win 12-plus games, and they're going to win this division easily.
Nobody is going to pick what I'm about to pick.
I love it.
And, there's a little saying that Jim Harbaugh has, and it's, who's got it better than us? Nobody. Chargers, man. I got the Chargers. I think what's going to happen, you're going to see this year, is Jim Harbaugh is going to get in the I formation. He's going to have his quarterback do a reverse pivot. He's going to do a nice, clean handoff to a running back. The guard's going to pull, and they're going to run fucking eye power 58 times a game, and they're going to get 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And we're going to bring football. We're going to tick, 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 tick it back a couple years. I think Harbaugh is a genius. I think his genes are amazing. And I think the guys are fully bought in, and I think he's got rid of everyone that wasn't bought in. I think he's an underrated coach in college. I think he's an underrated coach in the NFL. I think his dad's an underrated coach, and his brother's an underrated coach.
Oh, talk about another guy I'd run through a wall for. Another guy who would be great television. Would love to play for Jim Harbaugh. He's a nut job, but in the best and funniest possible way. I think there's a story last year before the season where I think it was at the team hotel. Some Chargers players got stuck in an elevator. They were stuck in it for half an hour or so. They asked Jim about it at the podium, and he just says, "Yeah, I wish I could have been in there with those guys. I really miss those guys." And he's just unintentionally hilarious. And the Niners were dumb to fire him in the first place. He turned that franchise around. It's just...
Well, if the lights don't go out in that Super Bowl, they win.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, I feel like a forgotten non-call. There was might have been 3rd and goal on that end zone drive.
100%.
Could have called it was pass intended for Randy Moss, where it's, they let it go because it's the Super Bowl, but weirdly enough, did not officiate things the same way when Kansas City won that Super Bowl 2 years ago.
No,
Philly, but
I agree.
now they're calling all the contact, even at the end of the Super Bowl.
Hold on, let's not go on. I wanted to chase all those rabbits there, but I need to stick on the fact that Jim Harbaugh, man, the reason why people like him is because as weird as he is and as much of a character he seems to play, he's sincere. Like he does that shit behind the doors. Like he is behind the doors as he is in the podium. And it's honestly entertaining. But I think Herbert, he's been walking around with Madison Beer lately. Or whatever you pronounce her last name in LA. I think that does nothing but help him. I think he takes the celebrity jump like Allen did this year. And I think you're going to see a different Los Angeles Chargers team. I think you're going to see a different Los Angeles Chargers fan base. And I think they're going to win the AFC West, and not by one game, by a couple games.
Oof.
That's my take.
I like it.
Okay, this is also another tough division. A lot of good teams. Let's go AFC North.
All right, AFC North, maybe the best division in football. I think AFC and NFC North are two strongest. I'm going to go to bat for someone who I didn't think would have to go to bat for. I'm going to go to bat for Joe Burrow. I get the sense that I'm the only one on this panel who thinks the guy can play. Look, the Ravens going to be the hot pick here. I mean, coming off a couple great seasons, Lamar Jackson just narrowly missed out being MVP last season. I feel like the Bengals have become a forgotten contender. I mean, their defense stinks, their line stinks, but they still have Jamar Chase, and they kept T. Higgins. There was some concern that one of them would walk out the door, or Higgins would walk out the door. I think Burrow, they've just become a forgotten contender. He's saying, hey, it's my turn. Mahomes has gotten his MVP. Lamar Jackson's couple MVPs. Josh Allen's MVP. He said, hey, it's my turn, okay? Look at me. Don't forget about me. I've been to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson, you haven't been to a Super Bowl.
Blew it.
I've been to one. So
Blew it.
I think the Bengals overlooked pick here. I think people look at the AFC as a 3-horse race, but don't forget about those Cincinnati Bengals. Skyline Chili, he's not going to no late nights. Just I think they close around 10 or so.
I hate to cut you off, man, but I got to stop the madness. I mean, the Bungles are back to being the Bungles. They're going to suck this year. They're paying 2 receivers. I know you don't like salary cap talk, so I won't talk too long.
Okay.
But they're giving 2 receivers, man, like 98% of their salary cap. Anyway, I can't stand them. I think Burrow is a joke. They're not even going to finish in the top 2. That's not even a question. And Burrow is the 4th best quarterback in that division.
Ooh. Even a wash-up Aaron Rodgers?
Shador Sanders and Aaron Rodgers are class, absolute class. So anyway, I'm going to go, and that kind of leads into my pick. AFC North, yeah, not Shador Sanders. Yeah, not Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, definitely not Joe Burrow. It's, unfortunately, Lamar regular season Jackson. He's one of the best regular season quarterbacks since Dan Marino. I think he's you couldn't pick a better regular season quarterback, because when the defenses don't care and the games don't matter, no one dominates more than Lamar Jackson. And that's why Baltimore is going to get all the weird wins and let Derrick Henry run over lazy linebackers all season long, and then they'll lose in the playoffs. Always, like they always do, because Lamar Jackson's hands shrink down half the size, and he fumbles 36 times in every single playoff game he's ever been in. Leading into my favorite division, Andy's favorite division, AFC East. What do you got?
So this one, I think it's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
I think the Bills win this one in a landslide. I think it's Buffalo and then a bunch of crap. I think the Jets are the Jets. They might have a rebound of a season now that they have Aaron Glenn as coach, trying to revitalize Justin Fields, but honestly, anything's better than that asshole Aaron Rodgers. Huge pain in the ass, so they might get a little bit of a bump just off better vibes in the locker room. I think the Patriots could have a little bit of a bump. Year 2 of Drake May, hiring Mike Vrabel. Still not a lot of talent. I feel like they're a hot pick on TV. A lot of analysts are saying could rebound, be a playoff team. By all accounts, there's no talent up and down the roster, so I don't know what that's based on. Dolphins feel like they're spiraling out of control. I love Mike McDaniel, but I would bet this will be his last year as coach. He might be fired mid-season. Seems he's completely lost the locker room. Tyreek Hill was walking off the field during games last season. Yeah. He's back. He's not a captain, but no surprise that the back half of his career is not going well. I think not only
big family guy.
Sorry. That is true. Well, that's the issue with the guy. I mean, he's
a huge family guy.
He spends so much time with family that he's just not focused on football. He doesn't. He doesn't.
Like, I will say, you can talk bad about him in football,
right?
But what a great father and husband.
That's really what it is, because it's these guys want to be the best. It's a sacrifice, and look, he's not a bad guy. He's just too, I don't know. He's just too focused on being a father and husband. So.
I don't like when you speak about him, because he's such a great role model to the youth. And, especially when he moved to Miami, I think his life really flipped around in a positive way. And, good on him. I mean, his girlfriend or fiance or whoever it was, I mean, listen, they need to be taught to not talk back. I think that's something in today's society that gets overlooked. I mean, clearly, whoever was talking to him was talking back to him, because you're not going to be put in those situations if they're just cooking dinner and shit,
Right.
And so, I can respect it personally as someone who has a wife that talks back, and I'm too much of a bitch to do what Tyreek Hill does. And, maybe we need to take his lead. No, I'm joking. I know it's the first podcast. I think he's the biggest piece of shit in the NFL. I think he should be in prison. And I really liked the arrest video last year. So I hope that guy tears all of his 5'3" ACLs, and I hate the way he runs. I think he's a bad receiver. I think Patrick Mahomes made him. He should kiss Andy Reid's feet for the $150 million contract he got, and he should just go try to be a live streamer or whatever he does now. I hate him. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying?
No, I think not only do we have the Bills winning this division a landslide, I predict the Bills will have the finish with the best record in the league.
Oh.
In part because they're going to play this crap division.
Yeah.
6 games against this crap division. Then in the NFC, thank you, sir.
No problem.
They play the NFC South. That's Tampa, New Orleans, Falcons. I'm forgetting one other crap team, Saints. Or I already said them.
Doesn't matter.
Either way, they should go in those 10 games. They should go 9-1.
Mic in your face.
They should go 9-1 in those 10 games. So that right there, I think when you look at Ravens, Bengals, they're in the NFC North. They're going to split some of those games. Even the AFC West, I think the Chiefs win, but they're going to split those. I think the Bills have a path to the 1 seed.
It's interesting. I hope so. I got to go Bills too. I don't want to belabor the point. I think it's pretty obvious, cut and dry. I was nervous about betting the over on wins this year with the Bills. It was at 11.5. I think it's a pretty solid bet. It's at -175 though, so it's just like not fruitful, right? So, do the Bills win 13 games? Yeah, probably. Do Josh Allen stays healthy? It's probably 13. But if he misses a couple games, I just don't want to like risk that on the bet. But Bills easy. All right, let's move into it. Let's just get into it. Let's skip the divisional round. Let's skip all that. We're going right into the conference championship. Let's start with the AFC.
Yep.
So we're not even going to say who's in it. We're just going to say who wins the AFC. Who do you got?
It pains me to say this. I'm so sick of these assholes. Until I see it, I won't believe that the Bills or anybody is knocking off these freaking Kansas City Chiefs. It's annoying. I'm so sick of them. I want to see someone else on the big game, Super Bowl Sunday. I think the freaking Chiefs, when the country has seemingly moved on from them, that we got Chiefs fatigue, I think this is when they strike. And I think they beat. I know we're not getting into it. I think they beat freaking Buffalo again and send Sean McDermott packing. And I'm gonna hate it, and a lot of America will as well.
You know, I'm probably going to be called out in the comments for this, but I had a hot take earlier about Sean McDermott, but I just want you guys to kind of get in the mind of a Buffalo fan, right? Like, there's 30-minute mood swings. At one moment, I hate Sean McDermott, and I'm making it my hot take like he needs to leave, and this is his last season. He's not going to get over the big thing. We need to hire Rex Ryan. And then literally 3 Surfsides later, 42 minutes later, or 26 minutes, really lost track of time. There's no way anyone's beating the Bills this year. I think Sean McDermott finally gets over the hump, which is a direct hot take on my hot take. And I think the Bills slide past the Ravens in the AFC Championship. And I think the Chiefs are going to succumb to what's known as the proposal effect, which is Patrick Mahomes being fat. So anyway, he's fat.
Getting a little doughy, you know?
He's way too doughy, and I'm so upset. Like, the amount of money he makes and he's fat is insane. Like, first off, there's Ozempic and there's tirzepatide, and both of them are fantastic. If you guys haven't tried them, they're drugs for fat people, and they make you not hungry, which is good for fat people because usually fat people are really hungry. And the drug is made for you to not be hungry, and then you don't eat. And if you don't eat, you just become less fat. And Patrick Mahomes is not on tirzepatide, and he should be. And his wife is really ugly.
Well, that's my one concern.
It's a tough
can be
life.
a lot. She can be a lot. So I'm worried her presence at home might push him to the field, keep him kind of locked in, focused on football, really kind of working on the body. You know, I think we look at the back half of Tom Brady's career, why he was able to be successful.
Did you just say you're looking at the back half of Tom Brady?
Hey, I'm looking at all sides.
It's a great half.
Seriously.
It's a good half. I mean,
shoot.
give him that. He's got a good back half.
Hey.
Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, I think the real question is, he definitely has the talent to have 20-year-long career and keep on winning these Super Bowls, but will he have the drive as he gets into his 30s and his late 30s to really stay in top shape that we know Tom Brady was psychotically obsessed with? I think having the nagging wife at home could push him to the facility to really spend more time being locked in. It doesn't look like he did that necessarily this offseason.
No, that's a great point.
He might need an escape from the home life. That could keep him locked in, kind of invigorate him in the, I don't want to say back half of his career. I think he's probably still on the front side, but as he approaches his mid to late 30s.
You know what's funny, man? I feel like we're getting older, and he kind of like is on the back of his career. He's like kind of existed for a while in the NFL.
It's crazy. I mean,
like I feel like because we
so?
grew up when we did. I feel like our quarterbacks that we think are old are like Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers and Michael Vick and all that. But like these guys have been in the league for a bit now.
Oh yeah,
and it's like concerning. We're in our 30s now, so it's like it's tough to get out of your 20s because you start to realize everyone's like younger in all the professional leagues, which isn't great. It doesn't make you feel wonderful. We're sitting here at an Airbnb because we're poor.
Shout out to Surfside for making it possible.
And you know what? Again, I think we need another cheers.
We
to
really
Surfside.
do. We really do.
Open your fucking
Surfside. I don't know what am I doing? They were good to us.
Anyway, guys, thanks for sticking along this long. Obviously, we like to go on tangents. If you don't like that, just don't watch us.
Right.
It's our first episode, so we're figuring things out. We're going to get to the Super Bowl, and we're going to get to the NFC. And if you've tuned out by now, you know what? You're not loyal, and we have a lot of loyal fans. Believe it or not, we ran a poll before we did this, and 286,000 people responded. Didn't have anything to do with the podcast because no one's watching this, right. But 286,000 people said they prefer Jiffy peanut butter over any other brand at the grocery store. And that's why we'd like to give a little shout out to Jiffy Peanut Butter, who's also a sponsor on the podcast.
Shout out to Jiffy.
I know when I was a fat kid, I used to always put that white stuff on the bread with Jiffy Peanut Butter, and they were called Fluffernutters. And we love Fluffernutters. Fluffernutters are great. And there's nothing better for an American kid to eat than Fluffernutters with Jif Peanut Butter.
That's a good point.
Right?
Because that's what fueled our generation.
It's energy. It's instant energy.
It's fuel.
From what I've read and listened to on the Joe Rogan podcast is sugar gets broken down fast, which gives you ATP, which is a tennis league, and it gives you energy to watch it.
And look, I mean, we talked earlier about some of these athletes' sons, LeBron's son, Shaq's son with a heart condition. I think we all saw what happened on the field in Cincinnati when DeMar Hamlin went down. I think
he would have died.
It's really something where
terrible safety.
The way these athletes are trained nowadays, they don't eat the things that we ate growing up.
No.
And I don't remember hearing about athletes collapsing on the field. So just shout out to Jiffy, shout out to Fluffer. Love a good Fluffernutter sandwich.
Fluffernutter is great. I don't know the name of the company that makes that white stuff, but I'm sure it's a great company. But I will say this: it's like if you look at the science, and you hear a lot about being put into stress zones or hitting heart rate variability limits, and the science will show that if you put your body under stress, it needs that. It responds well to that, and that's how you build and you build and you build. My thought is, we brought up the Japanese earlier. They're eating a lot of healthy stuff. And I just wonder why, that might be why they're not as, I wouldn't say healthy, but they're not as passionate as we are. They're not as motivated as we are. And I attribute that to diet. I'm one of the most passionate guys you're going to meet. If you give me another 5 Surfsides, I will pretty much do anything. And shout out to Jif and Surfside. But anyway, conference championship, NFC, who you got?
Kind of a boring pick, and it doesn't happen a lot. I think the Eagles going back to the Super Bowl. I think America's worst nightmare is that we are stuck in kind of like how we have the Warriors-Cavs thing in the NBA. I think we're stuck in a freaking Chiefs-Eagles cycle. I think there's nothing that that most of the country wants less than another Chiefs Super Bowl rematch. I think the freaking Eagles are loaded enough to get back to the Super Bowl. Normally, I think it's really tough coming off a Super Bowl winning year, but this team is absolutely loaded, and I think we're heading for Chiefs-Eagles Part 3.
It's hard to argue that. I think everything you've said is on a good basis, but I'm zagging, and the reason is, you know, as I interview more people in my real world, there's one thing I look for. Andy, do you know what I'm looking for?
Well, I know you're looking for passion.
Passion. That's a good word. What else am I looking for?
I know you're looking for some grit.
Grit.
Look for grit.
It's the best 4-letter word out there, and there's only one guy that shows the amount of grit that Dan Campbell shows. I have Bills versus Lions in the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be
America's Super Bowl.
2 cities that have been on a decline since 1951. I think it's 2 cities that need this, and it's going to be tough for America because those are both teams that everyone kind of rallies for. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Let's get right into our Super Bowl picks. I'll go first. I think no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. I think this is the year. I think Marv Levy goes on the parade with the Bills downtown Buffalo. I think he strokes out right after. I think we then have another party for his funeral. I think Sean McDermott gets a statue outside the stadium by the same statue maker that did Dwayne Wade's statue. And I think Bills fans all go to prison.
That'll be a hell of a party. Oof. I'm like,
Go Bills.
I mean, you compare that to the Super Bowl celebration after Philly won their first Super Bowl years ago. Child's play.
Child's play.
I mean, it'll look like they'll.
Well, we're not scumbags in Buffalo. Like
That's a good point.
we're good salt of the earth people.
Right. Well, then tell. I mean, no table is safe. But will you destroy your own city, or will you say no? We like our city. We're not going to destroy it because we're happy. Or why do you
To insinuate that the city could be destroyed would say that the city hasn't already been destroyed.
Right.
So
You're
know,
kind of helping take it apart to just kick off a rebuild, maybe.
honestly, I think a lot of the places would appreciate the insurance money.
Ooh. Okay.
To be honest,
There you go.
I don't know if they would not leave piles of bricks outside of their own store.
That's fair.
I'm just putting that out there, and that's a hot take. Maybe I don't know.
I like that. I think that's the Super Bowl this country needs. I wanted to see that happen last year, and that would be freaking awesome because we need something different. But if my prediction happens, it won't be something different. It won't be different in any regard because I think the Eagles are going to whoop that ass again. It's tough to go back-to-back in the NFL, but you know what? I just saw it happen
hate it.
2 years ago with a Kansas City team that I didn't even think was all that good.
They weren't.
I think they have this Eagles team has the Chiefs' number. It might be a bigger fucking bloodbath than it was last time around. Frankly, when they first met, what was it, 3 years ago, I thought Philly was the better team. Yeah, they're going back-to-back. There will be completely moronic conversations about where does Jalen Hurts belong in the all-time quarterback rankings.
I don't
He's a
want to
multi-time
talk
winner.
about- I can't
It'll be
even talk
freaking
about
stupid. I don't think he stinks, but it's clearly not. But that's what I think is going to happen. And everyone's going to be really sick of it, but the NFL won't care because they will make a lot of money regardless.
You know, I will say, like, I don't hate the Eagles. I think they're boring, but I don't hate them. So I wouldn't, like, that wouldn't be like something that ruins my year.
I'm way more sick of the freaking Chiefs.
Yeah,
than the
I would
Eagles.
love to. I always love a good Chiefs losing.
And the Eagles are
story.
a great, exciting team up and down the roster, and it's a way different team than the one that won.
Well, and
years
it's
ago.
like, you know what, Jason Kelsey, you suck, and you should have been there for the last.
kind of
two
like,
Super
damn,
Bowls.
like the second you walked out the door, they're kind of start winning all the time. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's like maybe
shoot.
you should not podcast.
yeah. Was his podcast an issue in the locker room? I mean, that's
It was,
that could be a
and
story
especially with that Samoan Australian right tackle, hated him. I have an insider source that said they hated each other.
I'm not surprised to hear it.
Yeah.
Not
So
surprised one bit.
anyway, so I got the Bills. You have the
I have the Eagles.
Go Birds, go Bills. Hey, thanks for staying with us this long. Andy, pull out the phone.
Let's do it.
Guys, I really appreciate we really need this feedback. Thank you guys so much for emailing us all of your life advice. And I hate to steal directly from the source of our idol, Ryan Russillo, but we're going to do a little life advice segment now. And this life advice segment is sponsored by Surfside, which is a seltzer with no sparkle. And I think the Bears need a quarterback with no sparkle. Go ahead. Let's read the first one.
Love it. So really happy to get all your submissions. I think, for a podcast that hasn't made an episode yet, to get
It's pretty impressive.
all of these emails was incredible. I mean, between that and the support from Surfside, we just really couldn't be more grateful.
Can't thank you guys enough.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to kick it off. Life advice. First question, which we chose for today, comes from Mike in Indianapolis. Thanks for listening, Mike, and being a loyal
Thanks,
fan.
Mike.
So Mike says, my mom has been single for a while, and I was honestly happy when she started dating again. But the guy she's with now is literally only 3 years older than me. I'm 26, and he's 29. He's been coming around to family dinners, and it's so awkward. He tries really hard to be friendly, but he acts more like my buddy than my mom's boyfriend. At my last dinner, he called me bro like 5 times, then actually asked me if I could grab him a six-pack because his fake ID got taken away a few weeks ago. My mom seems really into him, and she says he makes her happy, but I cannot wrap my head around this. I feel like I'm watching a reality show every time they're together. Do I just let this play out, or do I need to sit her down and tell her how uncomfortable this is making me feel?
Okay, a couple things here. I got to break it down. Number one, Mike, I'm not sure why he has a fake ID. He's 29 years old. So I think you probably suck at making up stories, but hey, we appreciate it. But let's assume the rest of it's real, right? Where's your current dad? Is he trying? Because sounds like this guy's trying. And it sounds like all you're doing is fucking complaining. And, it does beg the question, Mike, why the fuck are you at home so much at age 26? Like, move out. Why are you in Indianapolis? Get the fuck out of there. It's a shit city. The a lot of homeless downtown. And you're just sitting there with your mom's boyfriend. Okay, it's depressing. I don't like hearing it. I will say the other guy, though, good on him.
Seriously.
He's doing it on purpose. He's saying that shit on purpose. He's like, it's kind of an alpha move. He's demeaning the guy in front of him having sex with his mom. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, Mike, the way I look at it is that he's banging your mom. There's no way around it. Look, it's tough. It's sometimes people have sex with their loved ones. It's part of life, but at least he's trying to provide some friendship.
Yep.
He could be the boyfriend who doesn't even give you the time of day. He could sneak into the house, not even look at you. He's trying to go in on beer purchases with you. He wants to be a friend. So it's I think this guy's got character. He's got character, and I think you should give him a shot.
Well, I don't think Mike is kind of like seeing the bigger picture here. So I think Mike, you need to focus more on the macro. The macro is you're at home at age 26, right? You probably don't have a lot of friends. You're in Indianapolis. You have a guy that's within your age range trying to connect with you. And so to push him away like that is embarrassing to yourself. And honestly, it's disrespectful to your mother. So I'd say think about it. I'd say give this guy another shot. If he's down to drink a couple six packs with you, I would call him bro too.
Shoot, you could win me over. Shoot,
With a
if you want
4-pack.
to, yeah, if you want to crush some surf sides together, then
4-pack of surf sides.
we could make that happen. But here's another question: are you single? What's your situation? Does he have a mom? Sounds like you're pretty similar in age. There could be an opportunity there.
That's a great point.
What if you start banging his mom? Think about the opportunities for double dates. You could kind of all hang out together as a family, and it wouldn't even be weird. So there are some opportunities there. This could work out for everyone involved. So normally there's not much of a relationship there with, kind of a mom's boyfriend, but this could be kind of a rare opportunity to make something big out of it.
Yeah, open your mind. And also, if he starts being bad, figure out a way to scam him. I'd scam him. If he's got any ounce of money, and he probably doesn't because he's 29, but maybe he does. I would figure out an angle there. It's something you probably haven't thought about yet.
Right.
So.
You can take money out of his wallet, he will never think it's you. He'll probably think it's the mom. And then if you really have a problem with the relationship, that might be the end of it. He might have to dump her because he doesn't trust her. So, but he would never expect it to be you. That could be another angle.
Mike, we feel for you, man. Sounds like you're working through some issues. If you need anything, email us on our website, which is lawnchairsportsco.com. Feel free to join the newsletter. I'm sure you'll get some valuable insight by future life advice segments.
Love that. But
nice plug.
Thanks again for writing in.
lawnchairsportsco.com.
That's right.
Because
right.
we're a co.
That was a great
like
one.
a company. Short for company.
All right. Next one we have. Comes from Joshua in Phoenix. Joshua says, so my friend invited me to her birthday dinner, and she sent me this long text about it's going to be really special, and she can't wait to celebrate with everyone. Cool, right? Then at the bottom of the invite, she included a Venmo link and note that says, dinner is $95 per person, drinks not included, cash only for tip. I was like, wait a second. I thought I was invited to her birthday, not asked to sponsor it. When I asked her about it, she said that it's normal because she picked the restaurant and we're all lucky she's handling the reservation. Now, I don't know if I'm the crazy one for thinking this is tacky or if this is actually how people do things now.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. As a person who's thrown birthday dinners at places that your friends normally probably wouldn't go to, I think there's an onus on that person to pay for the meal. So I'm talking drinks, I'm talking food. I think if you're going to dictate people going to a spot, spending their night, you can't expect them to spend their own money on that. Maybe I was raised different, but that's just what you do for friends. And I would expect it out of my own friends. Like the fact that she's teeing it up like it's going to be something special, making you feel bad, and then undercutting you with the price, I think that's selfish of her. And I think she needs to, if she can't afford the $95 per person, she needs to rethink the event. I'm not shitting on anyone who wouldn't be able to afford all of that, but there's other ways to go about that without throwing your own party at a place and then not paying for it. So that's my take. I think you're totally justified in being pissed off about it. And I think it's what you do is, I think you Venmo her $50 and then just kind of read her from there. It's take it or leave it. I don't want anything additional to that. Sounds like with the amount that's a prefixed menu as well. And if you're not allowing your guests to pick what they want, you can't let them pay. You just can't let them pay. That's my take.
I hate it. Joshua, I'm totally with you. This girl kind of stinks. Sounds like she's a good friend of yours. The fact that you're considering this at all, I can tell you're a good guy. No, okay? Just because it's my birthday doesn't mean everyone else needs a freaking hole in their wallet, okay? I don't want my friends to have to spend a bunch of freaking money just because it's my day on the calendar. I think it's a classic chick that can't read the room, okay? It's one thing if you go to places like this all the time, but it sounds like not everyone operates this speed. So I don't like it. And the one that really rubs me the wrong way, the whole part about, well, I'm handling the reservation, so you guys should be considered lucky. No, bitch, you should feel lucky that I'm even thinking about going to this. Also, what, you think I can't make a reservation? How dumb and worthless do you think I am? So, I think this girl might stink, but you're a good guy, and I'm with you. It's kind of BS.
Have you tried to make reservations that large before?
I have, actually. No, I made a res for 16.
How'd that go?
Actually, surprisingly not bad, but
What was the place?
the Boulder View Tavern in Pennsylvania. Good spot, honestly. Good spot.
Shout
Would
out
recommend
Boulder
it.
View Tavern.
They made it real simple, I swear. And I showed up, and I thought they were going to say, who are you? We don't have your reservation. They said, no, we're aware of this. We're a real place.
Did you do it on an app or did you have to call in?
I called, and it was more, you click online, they show we don't have more than groups of 10. I say, hey, could you do 16? Would that be? They said, oh, yeah, we could move chairs together. We could do that. So it was
Did
great.
the first
nice
person
about it.
you called, was he or she the one that helped you out through the finish line, or did she have to transfer you to someone?
It's a good question. I want to say it was one person. There may have been one transfer, but I mean, if I look at that call history, it was called one number. I mean, the call was done in less than 5 minutes, and surprisingly smooth experience. I was expecting some kind of angry responder saying, "No, we're not taking your table of 16." I don't know. And
How far in advance was this?
we're talking about a month or two.
Okay, a month or two's wild. That's a long time before. I'm a big week of same day guy, and the runaround you get with a lot of these restaurants for trying to get more than 8 people in it's actually insane because the amount of money that we're going to spend guaranteed is so high and the customer service level is so low.
All very true.
So, you know what? Shout out to her for the res. That's great. Not worth $95.
Yeah. I just don't like any element of guilting me into it. Of you should feel grateful because
Do you
what?
think?
It's an honor to be your friend. I'm like,
Do you think
don't
we have
guilt me.
any friends that are girls that guilt us into stuff?
Hey, might just be a female thing, you know? They mean well,
but do we?
I think we just might. We just
Oh.
might. But
Do they live in St. Pete?
I believe they do.
Do they
In the area.
in the area?
In the area. I mean, it is what it is. It's just
Hey.
different styles, you know? It's
They always come back, right?
that's right.
They
So
always come back. All right, next one.
love that one. All right.
We love that one.
That was fantastic.
Excuse me, we love it. It's a great one. That's a very good one.
All right. Last one here comes from Brian in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh, sorry, Brianna. My mistake. Sorry, Brianna.
We
Shout out.
love Brianna.
We love when we have a good female listener.
Excuse
so
me,
I don't want to
actually,
drive anyone away. See,
From
that was
2025 on, it's Brian. That's right. It's one gender only.
my mistake. This is Brianna. Brianna from Milwaukee. Thanks
Brianna
again for
from
listening.
Milwaukee. Okay, what do we got?
Brianna says, I went on a first date with this guy I met on Hinge, and halfway through dinner, he pulls out his phone and says, "Don't mind me. I just need to finish my Duolingo streak." He spent 15 minutes conjugating Spanish verbs while I sat there eating breadsticks by myself. Then, when the check came, he said we should split it because I didn't really eat that much. The man ordered a steak, by the way. The whole night was so bizarre, but he texted me after saying he had a great time and wanted to see me again. Do I give him another chance, or do I just marry Duolingo because clearly it's his real soulmate? I like that. Brianna's got some wit.
Brianna,
Whew.
that's actually a great story. I think you should. I mean, how much did you pay for the meal? Let's call it $75 if you did split. I don't know because you didn't really confirm, but let's say you paid $75 with tip for the meal. It is worth it for the story. I mean, it's a great story.
That is a good point.
I love the Duolingo angle. I think, I just read an entire Reddit thread on this about asking if anyone's actually learned another language from Duolingo. And what it seems like is the boops and the bops that Duolingo makes for sounds is the only thing that people really like. And they've learned nothing but how to say cat, dog, I am here, I like this, which is no different than my 7th and 8th grade Spanish class, to be honest. And the fact that they're able to do it on their phones, I still think it's worth $20 a month. Specific to your story, though, I think you give this guy another shot because he's a world traveler. He's trying to learn languages. And if he's willing to pay to learn another language, he's willing to pay to learn your love language. And if you're not sharing your love language with him, how is he going to know how to speak it? So I would say focus less on the dinner and more about telling him what you need, because men are dumb. And Brianna, you need to explain what you prefer in a man. So Brianna, that's my advice.
I like that.
Yep.
You're making a lot of good points there. I look at a couple different angles here. The Duolingo piece I love. I think there's a lot of good to come from that. The whole splitting the bill piece, I don't necessarily like it, especially justifying it with, I didn't really eat much. I was doing Duolingo. That was your choice, buddy. I'm assuming he asked you out, so I think, especially on the first one, the right move would be to pay for it. Here's the thing. This man might be looking big picture, okay? Why is he spending this time on Duolingo? Why is he trying to learn another language? This man's interested in becoming a world traveler.
Yep.
So you might look after one night, wow, how cheap is this guy? He's trying to split the steak dinner with me? No. Here's the thing.
Trying to save.
He's trying to save up because he has big plans.
Big plan.
You and him are going to travel the world. He's going to be able to speak languages, at least conversationally. So you might think, oh my God, this guy's cheap. We're not going to do anything together. No, I think it's quite the contrary. I think you might have a life full of lavish and fancy travel if you give this guy another shot.
That's good. Guys, if you made it to this point in the podcast, we really thank you for everything. I think we're going to end it here, Andy, with one rule in sports leagues that you think should be eliminated.
Oof.
Immediately. I kind of made this one off the top.
Oof.
What do you got?
Oh. All right.
Think about it. You don't have to say it right away.
Well, I was gonna zaggle. I was gonna. Here's one.
Okay.
So it's not a rule I want eliminated. Rather,
You want?
it is a rule I would like to have added.
Okay.
Okay. In the NBA, if you bank in a 3-pointer without calling bank, okay, it's treated the same as a technical foul, and you could be thrown out for your second. You might already have a technical from earlier in the game. You got in a little skirmish. You bank one in from 3 without calling it, you're out. You're kicked out of the game.
This is a question though. What if it's during bank hours?
Ooh, that's a good point.
So like, let's
Right.
say it's a can't be on a holiday, obviously. So
Right.
like Thanksgiving, Christmas game, those are out. Like no banks. Obviously, that's technical. Saturday, Sunday. There's some banks open till
Right.
1 on Saturday. So let's assume that you have until 2 p.m. on Saturday. You have a morning game at 11. Are you allowing bank shots during those games?
I would say I am. I would say, well, if you say, the problem is if you say the bank is open, you have to say the bank is open, and then that kind of brings up a whole other question of how are we doing? Are we doing this based on the largest bank in the area? Is it just one bank in the area?
I think you do. I think you do an average of all the banks' opening hours. If there's more than 50% of banks that are closed on Saturday, that city doesn't have that rule, or you can't shoot bank shots. But I think it really points to a thing that we all learned in our younger years was if you're going bank, you got to call it.
You really do. It's a matter of integrity.
It's integrity. It's ruining the game. It's something Adam Silver really hasn't thought about lately.
Just let the
And
players run wild. Player empowerment has gone too far. Then we need to take some of it back.
it's annoying watching players like Bojan Bogdanovic
Absolutely.
shoot bank shots on Sundays. And if Chick-fil-A is not open, then the bank shouldn't be open.
Very
That's
well
my
said.
opinion.
And we ask these teams, we ask the players to do preparation coming to the games. We ask them to watch film, learn the other team's tendencies. It's not a crazy ask to have them research just some of the banks in the area, figure out the kind of mean opening and closing time. These teams have large staffs that do plenty of preparation, so it's really not a crazy ask. It's just the game's evolving, and that's just another thing teams will have to do to kind of prepare.
And it's good for TV for them, too.
Absolutely. It's another element. We're always talking about ways to make the game more exciting. A lot of people are upset there's too many threes. All right. I don't know if we should necessarily eliminate threes or move the line back, but how about you're booted. If you bank in 2 unintentional threes in the game, that's a way to cut down on threes. Let's get rid of the unintentional ones to start because all these scoring records are being broken with so many 3 balls.
Do you limit it to? Do you allow bank shots on threes with 30 seconds or less left in the quarters?
So I wouldn't necessarily put a time limit on it, but I will say,
Well, let me ask you this. I don't mean to cut you off.
yeah,
Gordon Hayward,
Yeah.
Butler,
right.
that bank shot goes in. He doesn't call
point.
it. You think they should lose the national championship?
I'm thinking somewhere between because that was just about a half court runner. He's maybe
It was
around the
half-court
logo.
runner, yeah.
So, maybe we're talking between logo and 3-point line.
Oh, you're a distance guy, not a
I'm
time
more of
guy.
a distance than time guy. Because
Okay.
if you're heaving it from all the way up the court, even if you bank it in, I'm still impressed.
Okay, so it's less of a okay.
I'm
so,
talking like you
So
are.
you have to really. It's just about you being impressed.
I'm talking. Yeah, it's really. I want to see. I want to see shots with intent.
Okay, I like that. That's
where I'm at.
fair.
Yeah.
I think if you hook shot it, it should still count because that's like kind of a guarantee on hook shots.
All out.
Okay, my hot take for Man, these are great. What are these? Surfsides? Wow, fantastic.
Better than water.
Rules that should not be allowed or changed or new rules. I think what the NFL is doing with kickoffs is an absolute joke.
Great call.
I think we have ruined the Deontay Halls. I think we have ruined the Devin Hesters. I think we have taken on an element of the game that everyone appreciated. And at this point, we're going to the snack bar whenever there's a possession change because it's just getting ridiculous out there. There's nothing in it. I think if you guys want to enjoy some special teams, turn on some CFL games, man. I mean, the best special teams you're going to find are in the CFL. Some of the best special team players you're going to find are in the CFL. The NFL is a bunch of cowards, man. They claim it's about player safety, yet 99% of brains that have been studied after the NFL, after they've played for like literally more than 5 years of football, are shriveled peanuts. And they think the changing the kickoff rule is going to fix that. It's unbelievable. I think we bring it back. I'd be more of a proponent of bringing it back to the 5-yard line, letting people like Sebastian Janikowski launch bombs down the field, dude. And so, anyway, I can't stand it. I think they need to figure it out. I think we go back old school. I think we get rid of touchbacks. I think we just let these guys slam into each other. I'm not saying go like XFL style and like have them start at like the goal line and run at each other at the 50-yard line to see who gets the ball first. But I think we should. I think we should look at it. I think we need to go back. I'm sick of Roger Goodell ruining the game, dude. I'm sick of him. So.
Can't stand the dude.
Anyway, Andy, I think the first episode went well. If anyone's still here at this point, good for you guys.
Appreciate you.
You probably have long commutes. I have a long commute. Andy has no commute, which is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Dog shit.
But it gives me more time to drink Surfsides, you know?
Which are a
Right?
great drink.
Oh, the best drink. I mean, the best drink for football, the best drink.
It's funny because after
podcast.
this Surfside, I'm actually going to eat a peanut butter sandwich with Jif peanut
Oh,
butter.
yeah, I could use a little energy. I mean, shoot. I need a little something after this.
Protein. Anyway, thanks, guys. Listen, what you can do for us is like and subscribe. I think it's something easy you can do. We're not asking you to pay for anything. Just like and subscribe. We're going to give you good takes. This is going to get a lot better.
Yep.
This is the first rodeo. It's not our second rodeo. It is our first rodeo, or whatever the saying is. So just like and subscribe. We're good guys. We're just trying to have a good time, having some hot takes. And honestly, we're prepared to rent this Airbnb until further notice. So thank you guys. Andy, you have anything left to say?
Hey, just thank you for the support. And once again, just thanks to Surfside. You know, like we said, we hadn't made a podcast before, so we were surprised that they were so generous with the sponsorship.
Very surprised.
You know, $300K an episode that they're giving us helps us kind of rent this Airbnb out. We felt was more than generous. So just looking forward to continuing to pump out some entertaining episodes and really engage with the fans and excited for things to come.
Stay safe. Drink some beers. Drink some Surfsides. Don't do drugs unless you have a guy that can test the drugs before you do it, which is always the move. So thank you guys. We'll see you later. Boom.